Good evening. The Department of Justice says it would exhaust all legal remedies to have former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque return to the country to face charges. The Pampanga court has issued an arrest warrant against Roque, Cassandra Ong, and several others for their alleged involvement in a Philippine offshore gaming operator in Pampanga. In an interview, DOJ spokesperson Miko Clavano says the government will go through diplomatic channels to issue the arrest warrant against Roque. According to Clavano, one of the remedies to arrest Roque is to seek assistance from the International Criminal Police Organization or the Interpol. Clavano also mentions that the DOJ is planning to write to the government of the Netherlands to clarify that the charges filed against Roque are intended to prosecute and not persecute him.
So kung meron talagang akusado na wala sa bansa, we will exhaust all our remedies to get him back here into the country. We have already mentioned before to the Secretary and the Undersecretary Nikiti na magsusulat po tayo sa Government of Netherlands i-explain yung mga circumstances around this case. Ipapaliwanag po natin dyan na ito ay isang halimbawa ng prosecution at hindi persecution. At kitang-kita naman po yan sa ating mga actions. Hindi naman basta-basta namin to in-issue ng DOJ, no?
Clavano says that the same efforts will be applied against Roque's co-accused Cassandra Ong. Clavano adds a whole departure order may be issued against Ong to prohibit her from leaving the country. Should Ong already be outside the country, Clavano says the government would also exhaust all possible remedies to bring her back to Philippine jurisdiction. The Philippine National Police is considering to seek the assistance of the International Criminal Police Organization or Interpol to arrest former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque. This after the Angeles City Regional Trial Court Branch 118 issued an arrest warrant against Roque and Cassandra Ong, who are the key figures in the probe into illegal offshore gaming operators. Roque, Ong, along with more than 40 other individuals, were issued an arrest warrant for allegedly violating Republic Act 9208 or the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act of 2003. In a briefing on Friday, May 16, PNP Public Information Office Chief Colonel Randolph Tuanyo says Criminal Investigation and Detection Group Major General Nicolas Torre III had already deployed tracker teams to arrest all the accused.
Kausap ko po ang director po ng CIDG na si Police Major General Nicolas Torre III. Siya po ay nag-create na po ng tracker teams. Tracker teams, ito po ay para sa buong Pilipinas po. Tracker teams po para arestuhin yung pong mga nandun po sa accused po na 50 katao po.
When asked if the Interpol would be involved, Tuanyo says that it is among the considerations that their legal officers are meeting about.
Kasama po yan sa mga considerations na pinagmimitingan po nila sa legal officers na sinabi po ni Sir Torre na kapag po matapos yung meeting po nila, kasama na po yung coordination sapagkat alam naman po natin na nag-apply ng political asylum si Harry Roque sa Netherlands. Kinukonsider po yan. Kasama rin po yung information na ang political asylum ay magagrant ng minimum na 6 months. Yan po ay kasama sa mga legal aspects po na pinag-uusapan ni Director Torre at kanyang mga legal officers po.
Seeking asylum in the Netherlands, citing political persecution in the Philippines, the Department of Justice filed a complaint against Roque, Ong, and the rest of their co-accused last April for their alleged involvement in the operations of scam hub Lucky South 99 in Porac, Pampanga. Former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque cannot hide behind his request for political asylum in the Netherlands to escape his arrest warrant in the country, according to the palace. Roque previously said he will continue to seek political asylum in the Netherlands after an arrest warrant was issued against him for his alleged involvement in a Philippine offshore gaming operator hub in Pampanga. In a briefing, Presidential Communications Undersecretary Claire Castro points out that Roque must first prove that the warrant against him was mere harassment. Castro adds that Roque must not hide behind his request for asylum.
Siya po ang nagsampa ng kanyang petition for asylum. So dapat po para hindi po siya maaresto since may valid warrant of arrest na inisyu ang ating bansa, siya po ang dapat magpatunay na ang pagkuha sa kanya, gamit man ang Interpol or kooperasyon sa Interpol, siya magpatunay ang pagdala dito sa Pilipinas ay because of mere harassment. So may condition po yun. Hindi po yun statement na hindi ka pwedeng hulihin, basta-basta. Kung meron naman pong valid warrant of arrest at may kaso siyang dapat kaharapin, hindi po siya dapat magtago sa kanyang petition for asylum.
When asked what the palace thinks about Roque claiming the arrest warrant as mere political persecution due to his ties with the Dutertes, Castro claps back at Roque saying,
Yan po naman talaga ang kanyang magiging naratibo, kanyang depensa. Pero hindi po niya sinasagot ng mabuti kung nasaan nga ba yung mga dokumentong kanyang ipinangako sa House of Representatives at that time na nagkaroon po ng hearing sa Quadcom. Hindi po niya natutugunan yon at kung ano man yung mga sinasabing di umano hidden wealth niya ay hindi pa rin niya po natutugunan. So paano po kayo magkakaroon ng political persecution?
the warrant against Roque was based on a qualified human trafficking case filed by the Department of Justice against Roque and several others for their alleged involvement in the operations of scam hub Lucky South 99 in Porac, Pampanga. President Bongbong Marcos no longer distinguishes political colors among winning candidates now that the 2025 elections are over, according to the palace. Based on the official tally from the National Board of Canvassers on Thursday, May 16, 6 candidates from the administration-backed Alianza para sa Bagong Pilipinas were able to enter the top 12. In a briefing, Presidential Communications Office Undersecretary Claire Castro says President Marcos does not acknowledge political colors anymore after the result of the midterm polls has been released.
Sa ngayon po, ang bilang po ay 6 ang nakapasok. Pero matapos na po ang eleksyon, nagsalita na rin po ang taong bayan. Sa paningin po ng Pangulo, wala na pong alyansa, wala pong PDP, walang anumang kulay ng politika. Dapat lahat po na nahalal ay magkaisa-isa, magkaroon po ng kooperasyon.
When asked how the election of only 6 Alianza senators would affect Marcos's legislative agenda, Castro says,
Hindi po hadlang din ang Pangulo kung ano man po ang kanilang mga suhestyon. Kung ito man ay hindi naaayon sa programa ng Pangulo. Kung ito naman po ay may valid reason, ito naman po ay pakikinggan ng Pangulo. Pero sana po kung ano man po yung hiling ng Pangulo at ng administrasyon para sa taong bayan, huwag naman po sana nilang hadlangan dahil lamang sa politika.
Among the Alianza senatorial candidates who made it into the top 12 are Erwin Tulfo, Ping Lacson, Tito Soto, Pia Cayetano, Camille Villar, and Lito Lapid. Meanwhile, Commission on Elections Chairman George Garcia says that the proclamation of 12 winning senators will be on Saturday afternoon, May 17. The Court of Appeals' decision on former Senator Lelid Lima is not necessarily a reversal of her acquittal, according to the Department of Justice. According to DOJ spokesperson Miko Clavano, the basis of the decision of the Court of Appeals was the grave abuse of discretion that the Muntinlupa Regional Trial Court allegedly committed. Clavano adds that the Court of Appeals also cited that the Muntinlupa RTC failed to explain the merits of the Lima's acquittal. Clavano points out that the Lima was not the party in the Court of Appeals decision, but rather presiding Judge Abraham Joseph Alcantara of the Regional Trial Court Branch 204, who acquitted the former Senator De Lima.
This is not a reversal per se of the acquittal. It is more of a remanding of the decision to clarify the decision. So, yun po yung procedure. Ang DOJ po, medyo limited po yung rule niya dyan dahil OSG po ang mag-handle ng case.
When asked if this means De Lima will not go to jail due to the ruling of the Court of Appeals, Clavano responds in the affirmative.
Mukhang mag-stay po yung acquittal niya. No? It is believed na status quo muna ang decision ng RTC habang linilitis pa po ito sa Court of Appeals dahil may remedy pa po si Congresswoman-elect, no, na motion for reconsideration dun sa decision na iyon.
Clavano also points out the aspect of double jeopardy in De Lima's case. This means that De Lima can no longer be charged for the same crime, especially if she has already been adjudged or acquitted of the same crime. The Court of Appeals voided De Lima's acquittal from one of her drug charges through a 12-page decision dated April 30. A Filipino climber died while on his way up to Mount Everest in Nepal. According to Nepal Tourism Department official Himal Gautam, 45-year-old Filipino Philip PJ Santiago II died late on Wednesday, May 14, at the South Col while he was on his way up to the mountain. Gautam adds that Santiago was tired when he reached the fourth high camp and died while resting in his tent. Local Filipino mountain climbers mourned the passing of Santiago, a seasoned climber and cousin of broadcast journalist Emil Sumangil. Hiking officials also announced the death of Indian Subrata Ghosh, who died on Thursday, May 15. He died below the Hillary Step while returning after reaching the 8,000-meter peak. According to Bodh Raj Bandari of Nepal's Snowy Horizon Treks and Expedition Organizing Company, Ghosh refused to descend from below the Hillary Step. No other details were available. The Hillary Step is located in the death zone, an area between the 8,000-meter high South Col and the summit where the level of natural oxygen is inadequate for survival. Santiago and Ghosh became the first mountaineers to die on Mount Everest in the current March to May climbing season. The two were both members of an international expedition organized by Bandari. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.